We're live. Welcome everybody to a grudge match. We're gonna be having a first to 10 between our two old men of the Discord as they everybody to a grudge match. We're gonna be having a proclaim themselves to be. We're gonna have Vinager versus ChunShow, two of our coaches, going at it in a first to 10. So this should be fun. Looks like everybody's already in, so let's just go ahead and hop to it. KZA, whenever you are ready, just go ahead and feel free to hop into on air. I believe you should be able to get in here. I'll go ahead and add you anyway. Bam. Oh yeah, Jimmy P with the sub. Thank you for subbing. Enjoy the what is it? New Chanzuki emote that you now have. I'm waiting for my Twitch Prime to renew so that I can go ahead and get access to that one myself. Alright, well, I guess we're ready whenever you are. You guys just want to go ahead and get to it. Oh yeah, there it is. New Chanzuki. Also, Vinager, I think there should be a way for you to be able to sync New Chanzuki over to the Discord so that we can have that as a global emote for subscribers. Because the Better Twitch TV global emote thing just got discontinued, unfortunately.
Which is a really crappy thing to come in on, but
hey, how's it going, KZA?
Pretty good. That does kind of suck, but this is going to be interesting.
All right. Yeah, it looks like we're all set. So I just want to go ahead and hop to it. So this is probably like one of the most obscure matchups in the game. Fang versus Chun-Li, two characters you don't see a lot of at all. Matter of fact, I actually have more matchup experience against Fang than I do against Chun-Li, weirdly enough. Just because we have so many Fangs in the Discord.
Yeah, I always felt that was kind of weird, but I guess, you know, if you're looking for help in your matchups, Fang's a good place to start.
Wow, Injustice. Oh, does this say Injustice? Does not say Injustice. Go ahead and fix that. There we go. Nah, it says Street Fighter. I could be worried about my my stream labels and stuff. Oh, this is such lax music that I've got right now.
Round one.
Is this Chun's theme?
Fight.
Alright, Vinager opens this up with a little bit of zoning. And right away I can tell this is going to be an uphill battle for ChunShow. ChunShow is a very patient Chun player. Vinager is an extremely unpatient Fang player. And patience is not really the way to handle this matchup, to be honest with you.
You gotta challenge all that fake stuff Fang does, and you can't do that while being patient, unfortunately, especially if he just wants to sit behind a Rio bend all day.
Yeah, Fang does a lot of fake frame traps, but then the thing is, if he wants to, he can use real frame traps. He just oftentimes chooses not to in order to extend his pressure, and it's very difficult to know when to challenge. Especially with stuff like Coward Crouch, a lot of buttons that you use to challenge will just go with.
Good confirmed.
Oh, that's something you have to be aware of. That Wake Up EX dash. That's why meaty grab is actually a super effective option against Fang. You want to not be afraid to just throw this guy relentlessly. Back throw for the optimal meter gain. ChunShow's gonna close out that first round. So ChunShow actually went into this a lot less confident than Vinager, it sounded like.
And ChunShow's a little self-effacing, you know?
Oh, here we go. Vinager gets the cross under. And then resets back to neutral. That's a lot of, we're gonna see a lot of that, by the way. That Fang sweep, it's got ridiculous range. And if you dilly-dally a little bit too much in the neutral, walk back and forth a little bit too patiently, eventually Fang is just gonna dash forward and sweep you. And it's unblockable. It's unreactable. Yikes! That is a scary situation to be put in the corner with that cloud right in front of you.
Yeah, that's that ChunShow patience there, but really, you know, sometimes you just Gotta do something. Maybe even EX spinning bird sometime during that.
Yeah, Chun-Li's got it really rough in this matchup. Like, her EX spinning bird kick has very little horizontal distance, so there are a lot of frame traps that that Fang has where he's just naturally going to dodge that spinning bird kick if he's trying to interrupt. And it's
good jump in on the Rio Benda.
Alright, here we go. ChunShow working on a stun. Nope, wake up critical art. Of course it's going to happen. And you have to keep an eye on that option the entire set.
Though, especially since that you have to know how to punish it, since it's kind of a very unusual punish from. Oh, is that gonna work? It is.
Good option. Use the critical art to pass through the poison cloud, which is actually normally very difficult for Chun-Li to get past. So that was
an excellent use of the V trigger freeze to tell he was doing it and react appropriately.
So it looks like Vinager's playing a bit of a rush down here, and it's not quite working out for him.
Yeah, he got a little scared right there at the end and got crossed up. Or, technically that wasn't a cross-up, but got fake cross-up.
What I'd like to see is a little bit of an adjustment in playing a little bit more passively. I know that Vinager, I know that Vinager doesn't like to play like this, but one very effective way to play Fang is just to put down a poison cloud and just zone behind it. And some characters can get past that pretty easily, but Chun-Li has a bit of trouble without using stuff like that critical out like we saw earlier. Alright, it's one on the board for ChunShow. Oh, that crouching knee punch, not so great of an option because of the fact that it doesn't pass under that poison cloud. That's good for conventional projectiles, but not here.
If that poison cloud shuts down a lot of people, Chun has a lot of troubles with it because of her slow fireballs and her, several anti-fireball options designed to go low, which it just shuts down.
Yeah, you can see right there, Vinager was doing exactly what I was talking about. He put down a poison cloud and just shot the balls behind it. And ChunShow didn't really know what to do, just started shooting tokens of his own. To be honest with you, for a character that doesn't have any options to pass through it, I don't know what he's supposed to do.
Pray. Maybe forward heavy punch? Might go over it.
Like, to a certain extent, I feel like you just have to move forward, take a little bit of screen real estate, and then just wait for the poison cloud to fade. Which is frustrating, but it feels like that's what you have to do.
I know there's a couple of Chun buttons that go over, but I can't remember which ones.
Yeah, I know that a forward heavy kick does high profiles and stuff. Never actually tested to see if it'll work against poison cloud though.
Yeah, it's again because generally Fang is quite rare and Chun-Li is quite rare. You just don't see this matchup a lot. So it's neither you or I really have a lot of experience in exactly what odd interactions there might be.
There's the challenge there with the EX spinning bird kick, and yeah, you have to challenge there. If you just patiently block all day against Fang, he's never going to stop pressing buttons, and they're never going to stop being flushed. So you absolutely have to challenge. If not with spinning bird kick, then there are other buttons you can use to challenge. You can try to crouching light kick, crouching medium kick, or even backdash, which is surprisingly effective if you're not already cornered.
Oops,
you can see there. ChunShow attempted a crouching light kick and got counter hit. You got to watch out for that. This is gonna happen.
There's that sweep. Confirm off the first hit.
Oh, cannot punish that EX punch.
Drops it. Counter drop. Oh, that was a mad scramble there. Both those guys could have closed it there if they'd managed to.
Bit of an overextension there by ChunShow. Tried to heavy punch through the poison cloud. He actually had full access to critical art, so he could have just waited it out and tried to go for that same critical art with punish like he did beforehand. But nope, that's going to be 1-1. Vinager puts one on the board, and we immediately know it's not going to be a 10-0 sweep. We're in here for the long haul, folks.
Round 1. Fight!
Vinager's Fang is very infuriating to play against. He's demonstrating why right now. I think that crouch medium punch is actually minus, so you have to challenge that on block. And the reason it's minus is because of the fact that it does advance like we were seeing before. Lower standing medium kick effect. Ooh, ChunShow with the light confirm. Doesn't fall to confirm it in anything though.
A lot of good use of the EX dash out by Vinager here. Chun isn't really using a lot of throws, and so it's a good option.
Absolutely. You have to throw a lot in this matchup. You have to be willing to meaty grab like half the time, and you have to be willing to take grab, especially when Fang has access to his V-reversal. If you have Fang cornered, he will try to V-reversal his way out, so you just have to bait that with something like a standing jab and throw. Fang has got one of those escape type V-reversals, but his is the best escape type V-reversal in the game. It's actually very, very difficult, if not impossible outright to punish.
That was an excellent comeback by Chun-Li there, and just notice several throws, a lot more direct pressure. That's what you really have to do against Fang, because if you let him get started, he's not going to stop.
You have to be hyper aware right now, as ChunShow, of the fact that Vinager does have full critical art, which means that if he ever pressures him in the corner, you have to be aware of that option. And Vinager will not hesitate to use it. Matter of fact, what he likes to do is he likes to show his hand exactly once, and then stop using it for a really long time, just letting you bait it over and over again. Oh, ChunShow uses the V-reversal, but it gets blocked. I like to use the V-skill just to try and escape that situation. That's actually not a bad option for passing over that Poison Cloud at an unpredictable part. ChunShow puts another one on the board.
Chun-Li wins.
We're seeing that adaptation from ChunShow. A lot more throws coming out, and it's starting. I think it's starting to make an effect. Let's see if he notices and keeps that up, or if Vinager can call some counterplay.
Yeah, he's pulling out some good interruptions on these endless frame traps coming out of Vinager. You can see that in the spinning bird kicks, the EX spinning bird kicks that are just working, connecting, and just swinging the tide of momentum. And that's something you absolutely have to not be afraid to do. So I'm glad to see ChunShow putting those to good use. But as soon as we see one of those get baited, all of a sudden it's going to look very different. Cross counter into sweep. This is looking. Oh, okay, interesting throw from ChunShow. I feel like Vinager must have mistimed something there. Yeah, jumping over those poison balls is not going to work. You need vegetable arc to get over those. Oh, the instant overhead is going to be able to close that out there for Vinager. Nobody ever expects that. Everybody always blocks slow after blocking that first jump in.
Round 2.
Fang, that's one of Fang's strongest tools, in my opinion. He has a very strong instant overhead that works on almost everybody, which is not
good block there by ChunShow, and a good punish on that sweep as well. You have to have those. Ooh, excellent meaty forward heavy kick there from ChunShow. Oh, there's the bait. Vinager goes for the crush counter, doesn't follow it up with any damage, just goes for a draw reset.
Pushing him into the corner is probably the intention there, because Fang, when he's got you in the corner, those frame traps just get all the more dangerous.
Working on the stun. ChunShow, good use of that EX spinning bird kick. It's very lucky that you don't actually have to input a direction there, and it'll just hit on both sides. Oh, the great challenge with the crouching medium punch. Unfortunately, just
failed to confirm, though, and that's going to close it.
Yep.
Fun win.
Vinager's going to bring it up 2-2. We've got ourselves a really close set so far.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, yep, there we go. The Poison Cloud into the up balls. ChunShow's a little bit too jump happy here. I feel like there's actually very few times where it's acceptable to jump in versus Fang. Jump away, maybe. Jumping in is almost always going to get too blown out.
Yeah, I mean, between his fireballs and his very strong anti-air buttons, he is not a character I do a lot of jumping against, even with Zangief's godlike jumping and kick.
Vinager was working on a stun there. He tried to bait the EX spinning bird kick. It didn't come out. It looks like ChunShow let that stun bar build back down, but he's still in dire straits when it comes to health.
There's one of the weird interactions of Fang's sweep.
The one-hit sweep, yeah.
Touch down on the first hit and then just not do anything if you do the wrong thing.
Yeah, when Fang's at that perfect magic distance where only one hit of his sweep connects, it becomes punishable on hit. But unfortunately, it's really hard to actually react in time to get that punish. So we'll see how aware ChunShow is next time that happens. Okay, frame traps into the EX legs. Oh, and then challenges again with a crouching leg kick. Vinager not challenging properly. Letting ChunShow steal his turn and push him into the corner. A quick up jab there. Vinager were neglecting to cancel into his critical art. Could have got a lot of damage there, but looks like he's trying to save it for something. Ooh, nice stomp combo there from ChunShow. I feel like he was trying to go for legs at the end there, but just dropped the input. Good meaty forward heavy kick. I'm not sure how meaty that forward heavy kick setup there is. I feel like that actually might not be real, but because of the fact that Fang doesn't have a 3-frame jab, he might not get the challenge that. Could be wrong though. As I said, I've not heard play with him. Oh, here comes the zoning. Vinager's just gonna sit back until ChunShow works his way in. Oh, interesting neutral jump there out of ChunShow. Vinager went for the air-to-air and then whip. Now this is gonna be big damage to corner carry here for ChunShow, but no, of course, the wake-up critical art. There's always the wake-up critical art. Never not the wake-up critical art out of Vinager. ChunShow does have critical art of his own. He's gonna use it here. Here it is. Whiff punishes the actual poison cloud, and this is going to be the round.
Let's see if Vinager remembers that next time and doesn't. Both of them are falling for a lot of the same critical art methodology here, and let's see if one of them realizes that and stops doing it.
Yeah, meter is just, well, critical art specifically is just so important. It's important for Chun because that suddenly gives her an option to get past the poison cloud, and it's important also because he has to then bait Vinager's critical art whenever he has that option. As you can see, Vinager's been specifically neglecting to use meter on very much except for critical art. Good corner pressure here coming out of ChunShow. Fang is not necessarily a kind of character that falls apart when he's cornered. He's got 1,000,001 options to escape that corner. Opts for a back. Good patient challenge there of ChunShow. Presses buttons at just the right time, but he's still cornered. Oh no, succumbs to the poison cloud. So hard to block that.
I mean, it's a mean setup.
Another good EX spinning bird kick. So far, ChunShow's been like 4 for 5 of those. Oh, the confirmative critical art is going to be able to close the round there for Vinager, but I'm not sure that he wanted to do that. He wanted to kill, yes. But he didn't want to have to spend his critical art on that 1 pixel of health.
Like, yeah, that just feels like one of those confirms you do because you're already doing it and you realize too late what you've done.
Yeah, I feel like Vinager wasn't aware of how low the health was there, otherwise he might have gone for a different combo.
Good cross up. That close range V-skill cross up from Chun is a nasty one.
Oh no, ChunShow dropped the combo, going for the swag optimal stun combos.
Thankfully, EX kicks there is mostly safe, so
ChunShow's going to be able to pull out a round. That's gotta suck. Now Vinager's at a little bit of meter advantage.
Not a huge one, though. I don't... Chun builds meter with a reasonable amount of speed.
I also like to see that ChunShow is not afraid of that V-skill poison. You have to just take that, walk into it, demonstrate that you're not afraid of it. You'll take that little tiny bit of poison it takes.
Yeah, the poison is not the dangerous part about Fang, and if you're too afraid of it, he will take massive advantage of it. You just gotta go.
Absolutely. Ooh, ChunShow tries to punish the sweep with crouching kick, but it's not going to reach. Especially for Fang's sweep, you have to be ready to punish with stuff like EX.
Solid tech, good anti-air. Vinager is now playing more patiently, and let's see if we can keep it up.
Critical art across the board. ChunShow, oh, he had an opportunity to use it to whip punish that poison cloud, but he just wasn't ready for it. Oh.
Triggers are both on deck. Oh. Vinager's teching these walk-up throws a lot more consistently.
There it is, the V-trigger time stop into critical art with punish on the poison cloud. Not going to kill, but it's going to even up the health between these two.
Problem is now ChunShow's empty and Vinager's still got his critical art on deck.
And he's not going to be afraid to press that on wake up or in the middle of a frame trap. So ChunShow needs to be extra careful. Even if he baits, it's a tricky critical art to punish. Okay, Vinager manages to dash into Kikoken, and that's going to be game number 4 there for ChunShow.
Yeah, that was just a hard situation. You know, when you're that low life, you start making bad decisions because you're just so focused on not getting hit that you end up walking into things. I've been there.
Round 1. Fight!
Oh, that was unfortunate. ChunShow falls into the poison cloud as he's recovering on the ground. So it's very dangerous to jump in on Fang. Sometimes even if you get the connection, you're still screwed. Good confirmation there by Vinager. Also a great V reversal there by ChunShow. That crouching medium kick is one of 2+3 buttons that Fang's got. So V reversaling that is usually a good option.
I'm not a big fan of Chun's V reversal in general, mostly because it's one of the ones that it doesn't knock down, it doesn't really create a lot of distance, so it's kind of annoying that way. But it's still a good option to use when you're severely plussed on by like a Bison or something like that, just to get that space.
So the benefit of Chun's V reversal is that it's actually one of the 3 fastest V reversals in the game, and so it'll properly get punishes on mediums, and even off light. It's actually very hard to bait with something like a throw. And so while it gives you less reward, it's also a much less risky V reversal to be using. Vinager trying to find some way out of this corner pressure. He has the meter for it. Oh, he opts not to go for the critical art to get out of that situation, and that's going to be a round for ChunShow. Again, you gotta always be aware of that. Vinager specifically saving his meter for critical art.
Final round. Fight!
Good connection with the EX leg frame trap. Pushes Vinager into the corner. Now Fingers. Finally, there it comes. And finally, the critical art comes out. Gets Vinager out of the corner. Still has a bit of work to do if he wants to take this set. Oh, doesn't quite whip punish the EX legs in the sweep. He does have a lot of range, but it's not quite that much range.
Alright, so life's about even. Both players, playing a bit patiently. Oh, big jump in, but doesn't get a lot out of it.
Oh, good answer by Vinager, but he doesn't follow up afterwards. ChunShow does have access to that critical
slide,
art,
but nothing out of it.
ChunShow can actually chip here if he wants to spend it. Oh, is he gonna spend it? Here we go, finally comes out. That's the connect.
Yeah, I think both of them were kind of in a little bit of panic mode there, and then Chun looked down and was like, oh wait.
Yeah, I think ChunShow just finally realized that he had critical art and he could get the kill. Otherwise, he wouldn't have pressed any of those buttons, because buttons into critical art will just run the risk of allowing your opponent to V-reversal out of that situation. So ChunShow coming off to a 5-2 lead. He was not very confident in his ability to playing Vinager's Fang, but it looks like he is starting to regain some of that confidence.
Good jump in, confirm, push the corner, throws him out of the corner.
Right back out of the corner. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that one.
Like, that's like the 3rd time. I think I know back throw is instinctive to Chun players, but I really don't agree with that.
Oh, the spinning bird kick's nearly not enough damage to get the stun on the tail, and Vinager just stands up and takes the punishment. Now, that's actually what the wager is, my guys. Yeah, if Vinager loses, then the Jimmy P becomes the official new owner of the Discord. That's don't ask why it's Jimmy P, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Well, see, it's a duel, right? So the challenger in this case gets.
Oh right, ChunShow is Jimmy's champion. That's what's going on. Halo's acid download is complete, but I would not count Vinager out just yet.
A little bit of that crouching kick spam.
Yeah, the crouching medium kick is such a good button. Hits twice and it's +3 on block. It's also got a ridiculous hitbox on it if you ever try to whip punish it. It's impossible.
Good use of the slide, but nothing out of it again. I mean, it's hard for Fang to confirm off his lights, but still.
Yeah, Fang doesn't really confirm off his lights. He just does combos when he feels like they're going to connect. Very difficult to actually get confirmed. ChunShow closes out that last set, putting it up 6-2. This is looking pretty good for ChunShow so far.
Round 1. Fight!
Alright, here we go. This is game 9, I believe, between these two. Whoa, ChunShow manages to clear the poison balls completely. I think he Vinager used the medium there instead of the light, allowing ChunShow to actually get a jump on it. Oh no, Vinager thinks that he has the confirms with the poison balls and instead goes into a sweep. This is going to be a good corner carry here for ChunShow. Finally goes for a forward throw, drops the input to the EX legs, and then back throws his way back into the corner.
There's a lot of scrambles going on here. Both these guys are, you know, I think they're feeling a little bit of pressure. They're both tending to drop things.
Yeah, ChunShow dropped that exact same stun combo we saw him drop earlier, but he's still going to manage to take that round without too much difficulty.
Round 2. Fight.
Opening stomps, that's a new one.
Yeah. I'm not sure why ChunShow consistently goes for that final, for medium kick after those stomps end. I think he's trying to do medium kick with air legs, and he's just missing the input a little bit every time.
Air legs is oddly hard to get out sometimes. I don't understand it myself. I tried it and just like, sometimes it doesn't want to work.
Vinager does come back to that critical arc. Oh! Crush counter punish. Actually goes for damage time. And this is going to
this time, that's a good one. Oh, quite still a chance. No, not done yet. Oh, there we go. Could have chipped her out, too.
Yeah, but I think he's demonstrated earlier that spending his critical load on that small amount of health is not necessarily going to be worth it later on in the set. ChunShow not afraid to challenge absolutely everything. Here we go. Anti-air critical is going to be able to put a bunch of damage up on their board. Up there on the board.
ChunShow's definitely got the challenges on point, which is something you must have against Fang. Like, he depends on you not challenging.
One read that Vinager should be picking up on just about now is that almost every single time that Vinager's gone for some kind of a cross-under meaty setup, ChunShow has responded in kind with the EX spinning bird kick. Because of the fact that it's an easy reversal to get out on cross-under situations.
Anti-air EX spinning bird, good if hilarious.
So Vinager's need to pick up on that next time he goes for those kinds of cross-under shenanigans. He's going to be just patient to block. That's going to be game number 7 there for ChunShow. He's running away with it so far.
Trivia: the character on Fang's shirt that Chun-Li is insulting there is actually because it's 2 different characters for the number 2 combined, because Fang's just that much of a dude.
Oh, Vinager gets the counter hit jab, but he doesn't do anything with it. And against an opponent like ChunShow, who's been challenging his frame traps pretty much every opportunity he can, you're going to want to pick up those counter hits first.
There you see one of Fang's big weaknesses. Even his medium punishes don't do a lot of damage.
Oh, the double dash up is a little bit of an overextension there out of Vinager. I'm not sure that he meant to do that. Oh, ChunShow challenging on that +2 coward crotch legs. He's not afraid of it at all.
And again, I mean, whatever Vinager's doing, it's working. It's forcing him to block, so it's working.
Yep. Wake up critical is going to be able to take this round for Vinager yet again. But yeah, Vinager's not following through on his frame traps. He's going for stuff that's plus on block, but then whenever he actually goes for the real frame traps, he's not picking them up for damage. And that's harder. That's easier said than done with Fang. These kind of hit confirms aren't easy. You still have to be able to pick them up.
Yeah, one of the reasons people generally consider Fang to be a tier or so below some of the other high pressure characters with the good frame traps is that his damage off stray hits and confirms is much lower.
Oh, there's that V reversal. Manages to escape that situation, but presses buttons, gets crushed kind of by the sweep.
Let's see if he gets down to this time. Yes, he does.
Oh, the instant air legs in order to avoid the wake up late tech out of Vinager. And that was a very, very beautiful sequence there for ChunShow.
Yeah, a unique option to pseudo shimmy with Chun. Not as good as it was before, but still very good.
Yeah, it's sort of relegated to that specific case where be using Semi now. It's not just an all-purpose defensive tool anymore. Good crush right there by Vinager, recognizes that he's a little too far to fall with a sweep.
Bang. Oh!
Vinager messes up the punish, and ChunShow takes advantage of that with the EX spinning bird kick. Again, Vinager messes up the punish. Vinager's just falling apart a little bit here. Chun-Li players do not often give you that many opportunities to punish that spinning bird kick, and you do not want to let that opportunity slide, especially not twice in a row.
Very much, I think Vinager's a little rattled. Let's see if he can get his composure back together here and start turning this around. He's got to start doing it now. He's only got 2 games left to go before this is over for him.
Absolutely. Vinager sitting here at a 6-game deficit. Vinager patiently playing the zoning game. ChunShow not really sure what to do here because Chun-Li actually does not have very many great options when it comes to doing stuff like that. Oh no, Vinager overcommits this week, gets jumped in on by ChunShow. ChunShow messes up a light confirm there. Still working on the stun, however. Good wake up jab there by Vinager is going to get him out of stun territory. Not sure who's trying to do that crushing heavy punch.
Just challenge after the X spinning legs. I mean, lightning legs, which, you know, there is something you can do after that usually.
Yeah, Vinager is not taking his turn when it is presented to him. He's not even getting all the punishment that he should be getting. He's sort of playing a little bit asleep right now. Alright, Vinager has access to critical art. He's probably going to consider waking up with it. Just manages to corner himself. Oh no, there we go. It was raw lunge punch into critical art is going to be the front we see.
Real Bendo over. Oh, catches him trying to do this.
And sure enough, like I was saying earlier, the next time he goes for those kinds of cross under setups, he should be baiting the EX spinning bird kick, and ChunShow knew it. Now it's going to be game 9 there. Set point for ChunShow.
Chun-Li wins.
Alright, this is Vinager's last lifeline in this match. And thus far, his neutral has not been bad so far. He's been doing a very good job of keeping ChunShow out, making him struggle very much so to get in. The problems have been in his lack of ability to get punishes when they're presented to him, challenge in minus situations, and he's sort of playing a little bit on autopilot.
Let's be honest here, part of that is that Fang's punishes for a lot of those situations are quite slow and have to be hit pretty quickly in order to get anything real out of them. I mean, that's part of why.
So there are all these situations like these block spinning bird kicks. They are punishable.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think part of it is that, you know, Fang's punishes are relatively slow, so you have to react fairly quickly, you know, which is doable. It means it's a little bit more difficult than it is on some characters.
Yeah, this is feeling. Vinager seems to be like feeling like he says I don't know what to do anymore. I know he's negative. Yeah, he seems to be breaking down a little bit, not quite aware of the situations where he can take the momentum back. And I've been acknowledging that the zoning game that he's been playing with the Poison Clouds and balls have been working, as long as ChunShow does not have access to that critical art option. But it must not feel like it's been working that much, because honestly, it doesn't add up to very much damage in the grand scheme of things. ChunShow doesn't have access to that critical art now. This is looking pretty one-sided. Back throw.
Chance to start pressure. What's he do? Goes for the overhead. Does not work.
He's just going to hop away. ChunShow doesn't have to go in. He's at a huge meter advantage. He's going to go ahead and go for a neutral critical art. It's going to connect. And that's going to be it. Game 10 for ChunShow.
So, I mean, end analysis here. This is a fight between two characters that have a little bit of trouble in terms of getting real damage quickly.
Honestly, yeah. Both these characters are very low damage characters. So, I actually would have thought going into this that Fang would have had a huge advantage. Just because of the fact that Fang's very good at dealing with like small amounts of damage over time and chipping away at his opponent with stuff like Poison Cloud and those poison balls. And when he does have the momentum, it's very difficult to know how to challenge him properly. But ChunShow made all the right reads. EX spinning bird kicked whenever it would work. He challenged whenever it would work, and Vinager did a bad job of picking up on those counter hits whenever he would get them out of his frame traps. And so that's just I don't know, I've seen Vinager play better than that, but it looks like today he was just a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, and again, like, I really do feel part of it is that, you know, Fang's punishes, at least the ones that do anything resembling a decent amount of damage, require fairly slower moves to start them. And so when you're punishing with him, it's often like a 1 or 2 frame difference over like someone else's crouching medium kick or whatever, but it can make a big difference.
Absolutely. Anyways, this has been a first to 10 grudge match, brought to you by Jimmy P's new challenger Discord. It belongs to him now, in case anybody wasn't aware of that. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll be able to do more stuff like this in the near future. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I've been Mount Lover.
I'm KZA. By the way, this does mean that Jimmy P has to face the next challenger by himself. He can't nominate someone else, so watch out, Jimmy P. They're coming for you.
Yeah, no more champions for you. Alrighty, guys. Talk to you later. Signing off.